Hello and welcome, and this is an update on my gmade Komodo. Now when they ship it, there's no oil in any of the shocks, so that's why one tire was working really well and all the others were a little bit stiffer. There's no oil, and this tire was the only one that had the strap still on it, so when it was shipping it was the only one that worked itself free. So I went back and I filled up one of the shocks with oil, and they leak incredibly bad, so need to get some O-rings or something to stop the leaking of the shock. But for right now, all I did is I just went through all of them. There's not a whole lot of shock oil, so I just put a little bit of oil in each of them, assembled the shock back together, and then worked it through the shaft, and then just dumped out the oil in all the shocks. So it's basically empty but lubricated, so they all move nice and free for some really good articulation now. I mean, that's pretty nice. That's also why it's sitting on a towel right now, is the shocks are still in the process of leaking, some of them. But now, for the big change on the Komodo is I moved this bar from being down here on here, up one, moved this up, and in doing that, you will need to do a little modifying. I took out the servo saver and I just put on my straight horn, and even with that switched, the horn is too long and I had to grind off the end of the tip of the horn because it lines up right to this bar. And it will hit when it's straight down and cause grinding and some binding. So I cut that, put that on. You have to flip this bar right here. You'll have to flip it so that way the new curve gets it up off this bar and doesn't have any friction on it. And the other thing I did is, if you notice, the nut is on the top versus the bottom, because it's just a lot nicer to go, if you do get caught up on something, it's a lot nicer to slide off that than try to slide off of one of those Nylar locking nuts. Other than that, this truck has been working great and awesome for me. The only thing is 2 days ago I was driving it and it started raining on me. Thankfully I got to the power switch before the Komodo got wet, but just in case water did happen to touch any of the electronics, I just haven't turned it back on for a couple of days, waiting to make sure whatever water did get in there is absolutely gone before I turn the power back on. Other than that, let's see here. I do believe that is it for the gmade. Not much that needs to be done to it. We'll hopefully get out there and do a running video with the new articulation of the shocks being actually oiled and freed up, which that's right there is where it's lifting off. Until then, so that's some good articulation out of the gmade Komodo. I'm very happy and very impressed with it. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll get out there on the trail again, back to the same spot, and get this guy up to the top of it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.